Do you guys think legitimately that we might potentially see Mike in a political seat in the future? Do you think he would do well?
I think he 100%. There was anybody that I think that was, smart enough, well-read enough, articulate enough, prepared enough to be able to make a transition into that, I 100% could see him doing that. I don't think the transition would be tough for him at all because he is so prepared. You can tell by how he speaks. Like Mike, I don't see Mike running off at the mouth. Like everything that he said, he's either read about, he can suggest books about. It's always thought out and executed well in his mind before he says it. So I there's no way I could see him not doing it. If he chose to, I think the transition would be easy.
I agree with that sentiment. Mike was built for this shit. I mean,
yeah.
He grew up in the neighborhood. His daddy was a cop. Came from a background that was definitely about the community.
Yeah,
and he's an illustrious speaker. So I mean, I think he was built for it. He ain't out here faking it.
Yeah, like 100%, man. I think Mike could do that, and I'd think about it, man. There's so many people. Go ahead, Spoolz. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I think Bun B would be really good.
That's another one.
I know Scarface, Mr. Brad Jordan ran for office or some sort of position in Houston this last
Willie D as well
in 2018. Willie D.
The last little point I want to leave is as much as the five of us would probably think, yeah, it'd be awesome to see someone like Killer Mike actually run for office, and I feel like he can do so much good outside of the system, because sometimes when you get inside that system, like, you wind up having to deal with so many people, and you wind up having to really make concessions, because that's the nature of politics, is compromise. If when you're outside of the system, you can say, okay, this is what we're going to do, and this is when we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to do it. So as much as I'd love to see someone like Killer Mike, somebody who's real like that, get inside of the system, I really think he can do so much more outside of the system. And so, that's why I
asked the question. That's why I asked the question. So,
okay.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure to join our live show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/bringingdowntheband, and join our private Discord community with talks on hip-hop, music, news, and everything else.